Colin, my dude, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
All right, today I have my boy Colin from Redpool Hypnosis. Man, so we were talking prior to this. It was really interesting. I was like, oh yeah, I've been going to cons for about 10 years. You were like, yeah, I've been going on for almost 20. God damn,
Yeah,
bro.
almost 20. Almost 20. I think
Oh,
my first convention was all the way back in 2007.
wow.
I was
Okay.
I was a sophomore in high school.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah.
What was it? What
Yeah,
what
I'm at
convention?
it was Anime Boston.
Nice.
That was the first one.
Oh hell yeah, that's like that New England born shit. Like I tell you, we're an England podcast, man. So it's just like which one's everyone's first? Always fucking Anime Boston. So
Yeah, let
2007. It's
me
a while ago. Fuck.
it was, yeah, and let me tell you, Anime Boston back then, holy crap, their lines were abysmal.
Yeah.
I'll tell you exactly how my first convention
Oh
went.
please do,
So it was
please
it
do.
was me and my best friend. We get there, like our I think either my dad or his dad like dropped us off because like I at that time I sure as hell wasn't gonna be driving into Boston. Fuck that. Um,
That seems to be the
so we
sentiment with
get
most people when they on the podcast. Like fuck driving in the
no seriously,
Boston.
fuck driving to Boston. I will even now. I will only drive to the Sheridan where the Anime Boston's like being hosted, and
Yep.
that's it. But yeah, so me and my best friend we go there, and back 2007 2008 was described as LineCon
Mm.
because that was around the time where like Anime Boston really exploded in popularity. Like they got a lot more attendance,
Hmm.
and back then they had no idea how to deal with that like increase of of attendance.
Yeah.
So the lines were horrible,
I think that was mentioned
and
by what is it? Contradan. He said that like back then, same thing. It was just like, yo, like line con. I thought it was like a meme, just people being like, oh, lines in
no,
general. Apparently, it was that bad, huh?
I was there, Gandalf, 3,000 years ago. I was there, but but
Fuck.
yeah. So the entire time there, and first off, I was not able to get that day off from work, so I had to go to work like later that day.
Oh my god, what the
So
fuck?
I spent the entire time pretty much in line. I registered, got my badge, walked around a little, went to the dealer's room, bought a Death Note, which was a style at the time, and then I left and went to work. That was my very first convention.
So you just drove like out of Boston, or how far away were you?
I want to say like 35, 40
Oh,
minutes.
okay, not bad, not bad. Because I
And
grew up, I grew up in like South. What is it like? During high school around that time, I grew up like in southern fucking Massachusetts, so it was always like an
yeah,
hour, an hour and 15 just to get there. And, of course, an hour just to get across Boston. So,
yeah,
dude, 30 minutes, that's fucking hell, bro. Like just to go from
self
there, just to go back.
pretty much, yeah. I just grabbed my yeah, I just grabbed my Death Note and just fucking left.
Were you cosplaying at
That's
the
it.
time at all, or just like
I
you
was
just
not
okay,
cosplaying. Nope,
fair.
I was not cosplaying. I think the first time I cosplayed was yeah, it was the next year, 2008,
Hmm.
and I went as Light Yagami because I had the Death Note. I had like a really nice blazer at the time.
Yeah.
And back when I had hair, I had like sort of Light Yagami's hair. I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna be Light Yagami because again, back then, Light Death Note was huge.
Yeah, back in
Like yeah,
2008, you were saying.
2008, yeah, like the cosplays, the biggest cosplays back then were Naruto, Soul Eater. I saw some D Gray
Oh
Man,
my god, that's the first
Death
time D Gray Man
Note,
was brought up in this fucking podcast. I've never seen it,
D Gray Man.
but I keep seeing like every time I go to like a podcast, fucking like cosplay website back in the day, it's like, yo, D Gray Man. Like, you want to watch D Gray Man? I'm like, maybe. I watched like one episode. I was like, okay, maybe I'll watch something else, but maybe later.
It's if you ever get around to it, it's a great anime. It's great.
Yeah. What's it about?
Oh God. So
As most animes
I'm
are.
I'm not the best at explaining
Oh,
things,
that's
but
fair.
so there are these things called akuma like in this world,
Okay.
and they're brought to so the main antagonist is this guy called the Millennium Earl, and what he does is he
Millennium
finds
Earl?
someone Millennium Earl, yeah, And
I think that's why I stopped watching
so
it. What the fuck?
he basically goes around. He finds people who are like stricken with grief from like a recent death, saying like, "Hey, I have this metal skeleton. You can call back the soul of of the recently deceased. You
Okay.
can bring them back." He's like, "Okay, yeah, let's do that," and he brings them back. But then that basically just turns that soul into a killing machine.
Oh, okay.
And so the story revolves around this guy, Alan Walker, who is an
These
exorcist, and
names
he
are
goes
great.
around the Millennium Earl, Alan Walker,
It is a
Lena
product of
Lee,
his.
yeah,
It's a product of his fucking time, bro. Like he used to have like
yeah, it
names
really,
like that. It's oh my. He's
yeah,
even like, oh, what's your name? My name's Light. Okay, what about
yeah,
you? My name's L.
yeah.
Okay, what about you? I'm Soul Evans. Like, yeah, man. That's cool.
Yeah,
I guess.
Death the Kid, Black Star.
Exactly. You're just like, we're just gonna fucking. Oh yeah, this guy's like an Einstein. What's his name? Stein. He's also like a
Yeah,
Frankenstein.
yeah,
Also.
original.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, now we got anime that just is like with titles like 3 sentences long.
Yeah. Exactly.
But
Yeah. End of
yeah,
the
it's
world. Be
it, it
helpless and shit. Yeah.
it's a really good, like, I want to say like mid-shelf shonen anime. Like it's not the greatest thing you're ever
Hmm.
gonna watch, but if you're looking for something that's like mid-shelf,
Yeah.
it's great.
Yeah. No, I mean I understand that, especially back in the day, like they had like shonen. Like it probably wasn't part of the big three, but you always had like something. Cause I
No,
felt like fucking like D Gray Man was like the dark cousin of the group. He was like, yeah, I'm alone. Like I'm over here doing my thing.
he was the one that was never invited to the family events, but just kind of showed up because like he saw like the Facebook notifications. It's like, oh, I'm just gonna go there anyway.
Yeah.
They
Right.
made they must have just forgot the invite.
And then even when he shows up, he's just gonna brood in a corner.
Yeah, yeah. Or
Fair.
may or back then it was probably MySpace.
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah, I
hell
think it
yeah.
was I think it was MySpace.
Yeah. Someone put it in the fucking what is it, like the general chat? Like you click it open, you have to
Yeah.
sign everything down.
Yeah, Alan Walker just like going into Naruto's DMs. Hey, why am I no longer in your top eight?
Do you want to do pick for pick comments so we can have our comics look like they have a lot? Please and thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
Just
Oh
like
yeah, this is sending me back to like high school. My God.
oh dude, yeah, they're gonna set. He starts doing all the fucking coding, and it's like, oh look at my background.
Yeah.
It's gonna have like skulls and chains and shit, and it's gonna open up to like Alicena. Like, let's go. I miss those the fucking MySpace shit where it's like people were editing like their
Yeah, that was
thing.
back. That was back when social media was fun.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say on the topic. That's all I'm gonna say.
No, I know what you mean because like we were just like doing random shit on there. We didn't even fucking care.
Pretty much.
And then like we were just like social media just being we were just like on there, but we weren't like exactly a presence. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We were just existing in our own little pages.
Pretty much. I remember that on MySpace, just to talk about it more, is the bands, the music, like MySpace music was really fucking cool. I have to agree with something about that. I don't know if you ever
It
found like
was.
I don't know if you ever found certain bands or anything off of MySpace. Did you ever find anything out that way?
I think I found a few. I found Avenged Sevenfold. I know that much. It was on a friend's like homepage, and
Oh,
I used to
nice.
listen
Hell
to a
yeah.
couple of. I was like, oh my God, these guys are awesome.
Yeah.
And a few other bands I know. I just cannot think of the names right now.
Nah, you're good. You're good. Me, Matt, you sound cooler than me. Mine's like, I heard this band called Breathe Carolina. They're really cool, and I love them. Dude, from fucking MySpace up until like to this day, I'm just like, yo, I fucking love Breathe Carolina. I mean, their new stuff is more like EDM, so I'm like, yeah, that's fine. But that, oh
Yeah, you
my
gotta
god,
change with the times.
yeah, I know it is what it is. But man, yeah, no, fucking MySpace, that was a good time. It was fucking wild.
It was.
Oh, it was cool though because like, you could customize things, so you'd have like anime shit in the background, and I remember like opening up your fucking like yeah, like albums you can kind of do a little every now and again. Because I know Facebook was like back and forth still. Like I know I have like albums that I think are privated now on Facebook that are just like Anime Boston 2010, and it's like me and my
Yeah.
friends. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm just gonna fucking lock that out. Like no one needs to see this cringe. I'm all set.
Man, you want to talk about cringe? There's a picture on my Facebook from 2010 at Anime Boston when I was Death the Kid,
Oh yeah,
and I
you
was
class like
taking
Death the Kid.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Nice.
I'll show you the picture. I was taking a picture with this really good Master Roshi at the time,
Yeah.
and I got a really funny story about that time.
I'll be happy to hear it.
Dramatic at the time, but it was super funny now. Basically, when I was just a kid, um, I think that was like the first time I actually like ordered a cosplay online.
Oh yeah, hell
So
yeah.
I had no idea what the hell I was doing, and
No, same.
I
2010,
and
the same time I was doing the same exact fucking thing. AliExpress and fucking doing the best I can.
I don't even know where I ordered it from, but I didn't know the golden rule of like just not just like cosplays, but just like ordering clothes online in general.
Mhm.
Always do a size up. I
Yep.
didn't do that, and the pants were like a size too small. And I was like, you know what? We're like a week away from the event. I'm just gonna go for it. And so I'm walking around with Death the Kid. Everything's going fine. And this group comes up to me and says like, "Hey, you're asymmetrical." And like, I don't know if you ever seen Death the Kid, but like
Yep.
he's all about symmetry. But like
Yep.
every time something's not symmetrical, or if he's not symmetrical, he
Yeah,
has like a
he gets
meltdown.
upset. Yeah, he loves number eight and shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, pretty much. So like I do my best thing. I try to like go down on the ground. Oh, I'm not symmetrical. As soon as I bend down, like get on my knees, a huge rip in my pants going from my leg all the way up, like almost like
Oh
all the way up to my
no,
like my
bro.
thigh. And I'm just like, I that took years off my life. Like the people like God bless them. They were trying their best not to laugh, but they really fucking wanted to. But, so thank God I had like this big bag to like kind of cover myself up before I
Mhm.
can get to a cosplay repair. I was like, yeah, this happened. Will you guys be able to help? It's like, can I just like sit in the booth while you repair this? Like, so all of our booths are being like used for cosplay judging right now. So we're gonna sew this up while you're wearing the pants.
Oh god.
So they were literally doing it live,
All
and
right.
I'm not gonna like this person MVP did a great job,
Mhm.
patched it up. But I'm not going to go into detail. But that needle got very close to to an area that was going to be very painful. And she was saying like, yeah, it's like, hey, if I poke you, I'm sorry, just let me know. It's like you'll know, you will know if you poke me.
You go.
But
Oh.
yeah, yeah, that was a funny story to say now. But my God, I was ready to die when
Oh
that
yeah,
happened.
I imagine. I think I remember. I think it was no, it was 2011 when I ordered my first cosplay, and it was CL Phantom High from fucking Black Butler.
Oh
Eh,
God, Black Butler.
yeah, and oh man, like it was just so funny because I think about it too. Because yeah, I had to buy the shoes. I bought like the fucking like huge boots that like come up to the fucking like leg, like all the way up to his knees. But like I got it, and then I got another cosplay, and I looked at them both, and I'm like, these aren't the same color because it was like red, and I think he has like a mauve or a purple outfit or a plum, whatever. I don't fucking know colors. And I was
Yeah.
wearing fucking black and blue, and I was like, I'll be just for the next one. Man, I fucking put that shit on. I couldn't get my foot through it. It could not go over my fucking calf. I'm like, God damn. So I bought like I guess you would call it like pilgrim shoes or some shit, and then I just wore
Yeah.
really high socks. So it gave the
Hey, you gotta
illusion.
you
Yeah.
improvise.
Yeah, and then like he had shorts because he was like he's a child. So
Yep.
so there I was. I have like the little hat that I had the alligator clip on, just kind of shucked it there and it kind of stayed still. I had the eye patch and I had a cane. And it was like, there we go.
Black Butler was another one that was like super popular back in the day for like cosplaying,
Oh
and
yeah, dude.
this was back before yaoi paddles were banned.
Yep.
So you'd see like Sebastians walking around with grells, the yaoi paddles, same with like light Yagamis and L's.
The amount of like fucking L's I remember for my first convention, and I think it was 2009, was kind of wild because I just remember because jeans, t-shirt, extra
Yeah,
extra thick eyeliner and like fucked up hair.
yeah,
And I
yeah.
remember some cat just fucking I don't know what this is. He would just like he just walk around like this. He would just hold it fucking like and motherfuckers would be sitting like this.
Oh,
Like
so he's
hopefully I
literally just
don't
going
hopefully
like,
I don't
"Yep,
die.
hello, hello."
He'd be sitting they'd be sitting in random
Oh
places like
yeah.
this and just be I do that fucking focus on fucking just doing this. I'm like, Jesus Christ. And everyone saw that I'm wearing fucking sleeping pants. I'm not wearing professional clothing, but I remember it was like everything. I would look around, I'd be like, "Yo, it's like some home cat with a fucking like flip phone, just holding it to their face, and they're just squatting or sitting down, or they have like a lollipop." And it was like an army of them. And I was like, "This is, maybe I should watch Death Note. It looks like a lot of people like this."
Man, my first time watching Death Note was again like on Adult Swim back when they were like showing like the good anime.
Yeah.
And I was expecting like an episode of Bleach to come on, but no, it was Death Note. I was like, what's this? This ain't Bleach. And then like maybe like after the end of the episode, I was like, fuck Bleach.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
I need to get my psychological warfare going.
Yeah.
It's funny because I think at the time, I'm not gonna say they call me local himbo for a reson. Like I watch it and I'm just like, I don't get it. Now as I'm older, I'm like, dude, what the fuck was wrong with me? That sounds really fucking good. Like, man, like that's weird that there was a murder and the guy like stares at him, gets it all up in his face, like, the fuck are you? The guy's like keeping a stone face. And it's like, yeah, it's just like someone called and just so you know, we only did the broadcast at the like this side of the city, so that means you're over here. Gotcha. I'm like, whoa, that's fucking cool.
That was
yeah.
Like, I think
that was when we go. Yo, I gotta watch that shit again. I must have missed that fucking thing. I was
that
stupid
was
as fuck.
That was, as the kids say, a hype moment back in the day.
Yeah, dude.
That was hype.
Yeah, no, like when I think I saw that recently, and I was like, I fucking slept on this fucking thing. Because like I would just kind of see it, and I'd be like, okay. I started watching. I'm like, I mean, this is good, but I don't know. I want my fucking gimme guy with huge sword with handsome and pretty guy fight each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I was watching.
I mean,
like
that's
Black
what
Butler,
we grew up watching.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what we grew up watching. You Dragon Ball Z, all that. The fighting combat anime.
Mm-hmm.
No, my first anime was Sailor Moon.
Really? Nice.
Oh yeah, that was the first anime that I remember watching.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was Dragon Ball Z,
of course,
then Tenchi Muyo. Tenchi Muyo was the freaking best.
Dude, I don't know. I feel like Tenchi Muyo was the one thing that was like, hey, these people aren't really fighting. They're kind of hanging out at this house, and this guy's kind of cool, and I want to be this guy, even though I'm like a little kid. And and like it's like this is kind of funny. Ryoko's kind of nice. How nice is she? I want to talk to her. And then like, oh no, there's this whole galactic war going on, and Grandpa's gonna show you how to use this laser sword. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool too. I didn't know that was going on.
I was obsessed with that laser sword as a kid. I thought it was the coolest thing ever.
No, dude, for real. It really was though. It was pretty fucking sick.
It really was. Yeah, back then we were innocent. We had no idea why we wanted to be Tenchi. Now we all know why we wanted to be Tenchi.
Yeah,
we all know.
Exactly. It's just like I remember, like as I got older, it's like, yeah, Tenchi were a harem anime, and I'm like,
what?
Wait. Oh shit! You're what? No, they were doing space stuff. There was a space pirate. There was a space princess. There was a fucking genius lady. There was the two cops, and they all hung out at his house. And oh god damn it, it's a harem anime.
They were all roommates.
Yeah, they're all hanging out. They just happen to be in Earth. It's cool. Yeah. Man. He needs to fucking fight the guy because his grandpa's teaching him. He's like hitting the stick with all the stuff on the ground so he doesn't trip. Like we're ready for galactic war. Here's a hot spring episode. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What's this about?
All right, bit of a turn, but okay. You got my attention.
Yeah, it's like we'll probably do the fighting later. It's cool.
Yeah. It's like after like a couple episodes. No, take your time, get into the fight scenes. We're good.
I like to learn more.
Good.
Yeah, I like to learn more about these people.
Yeah.
Especially Ryoko. She's really mean, but that's fine.
Ryoko was my first anime crush.
Oh, bro.
Ever.
Same though. That's why I keep her right here.
Oh my god.
I got this at PortCon, and I was like, yep, give me that all day, no problem. Can't stop me.
I think the next time I'm at a convention, I'm definitely going to be looking for a Ryoko figure because like I don't know, years ago I was always like kind of ashamed to buy like figurines of like anime girls and all that because like it's a stereotypical. Now it's like fuck that.
Yeah, no,
I'm getting my Ryoko. I'll get these anime figures. Why not?
Yeah. Do you get your Master Roshi shirt? At this point, who gives a fuck? You know what I'm about.
Yeah, I got Master Roshi in the back right there.
Hell yeah! It's like, yeah, I get what he's all about. fuck it.
Yeah, yeah.
Then you realize, and it's funny. Then you realize half the people are just like, yeah, man, I want booby fucking, I want Boba fucking figures. Like, let me see it. Where are they at? What do you mean these are modest? Get away from me.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
modesty at an anime convention in
what the
this
heck?
economy.
Yeah, exactly. No, but it's just so funny because like finding like especially like finding old figures is really kind of cool. Like I went to Katsucon a few years ago and I found a Fujiko, uh,
Yep.
one from Lupin the Third, and I'm like, oh, Fujiko mime, hell yeah! I don't find anything with her in it, so please and thank you. It's like an old one. I think you can take off the pants, which is kind of weird.
All right. Yep. That tracks. That
It's
tracks.
over there. I don't think you can't see it from the spot, but yeah, it's right under Ace over there.
Yeah, I probably can't see. Yeah, I probably can't see it right now because the pants are off, right?
Yeah,
You
no,
keep the pants
what?
off of that. Yeah,
No, no, of course I don't, because it's really difficult and I don't want to ruin it.
yeah, that's fair. Yeah, you want to keep it as is.
Oh, I mean, sorry, I'm told. I read it on a forum. I
Yeah.
read it on a forum on how to take the pants off. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Of course, there's a forum about like step-by-step instructions
Yeah,
how
you
to
want to.
how to undress your figures.
Yeah,
Cool.
like I said, so I'm told. So I'm told. Yeah. What up?
I
Any
mean, I
like
got a
really cool?
Goku back there. I'll try it there.
Yeah, any really cool figures you ever picked up at a con that you were like really enjoy, or really proud of, but you know what I mean? Like you're like, oh shit, I found this. This is pretty cool.
Um, let's see. I'm kind of boring with figures right now. I
Mhm.
just like collect like Dragon Ball Z figures.
Oh, that's
But
fair.
there's this one. It wasn't so much like as like my coolest pickup, but it was one time at another anime convention. It
UAC,
was like
let's
it was
go.
yes
Shouts out
AAC, one of the best
everyone's
ones.
everyone's favorite fucking con on this fucking podcast. We all talk shit. We
Absolutely,
all talk shit
for
on
good
Anime
reasons.
Boston, and we just love AAC. Don't know what it is, but it's
Look,
great.
Anime Boston has deserved some of the shit it's getting.
Yeah,
It
no,
really
it
has.
really
And
has.
AAC is like my favorite convention at this point. But
Oh, same.
one year it was like a Sunday. I'm walking around and this girl comes up to me and says, "Hey, Redpool, you can have this. I won this in a contest. I won this in a game show. I don't want it." So I look down. It's Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta in the box. I was like, "Okay, cool. I'll
Oh,
take this.
sick.
Yeah,
Okay.
why not?" And then I go up to my friends like, "Yeah, look at this. Yeah, look at this. Someone just like gave me this awesome figure." It's like, what the hell? That was one of my prizes for my show.
you're like, you're like, well, it's mine now, and
Yeah, it's
that's
mine
on you.
now.
Yeah, you gave it away. You don't want it, right? Fuck.
Yeah,
It's funny because I
yeah,
think I
but
know exactly what figure you have because I think I won that exact one at a round one. I think because like I
yeah,
don't, and it's like this is a sick fucking Vegeta figure.
yeah, yeah. Oh no, it wasn't at a convention, but it was when I went to Japan with Matt and a few other friends.
Mhm.
And while I was there, we went to what was it called? Nakano Broadway, which is like this like giant shopping mall.
Mhm.
And I picked up this like awesome Super Saiyan Trunks
Oh, sick,
figure.
nice.
He had the sword. He has like the sword. I know. I got it right here. Actually, it's
Oh,
like it's
sick.
right here.
Yo,
Yeah,
that's
this guy.
nice, bro.
The sword kind of bent
In
because I was
travel.
trying to.
Oh,
Yeah, it was traveling. I didn't want to take the box home because like
yeah, boxes are
you're
fucking cumbersome. Yeah.
yeah, they are. You're also a nerd in Japan. You have no concept of self control. So then you have to find out how to like pack everything back
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
in.
of course.
So it took a little bit of damage, but yeah, this is probably like my coolest pickup, like
Nice.
for
That's pretty
figures.
sick. So Japan trip. When did you go?
We went back in 2019. So like we went into like the last week of August into the first week of September.
Oh, it's been nice.
Definitely want to go back. Never going back in the summer because my God, was that brutal.
Yeah, was it?
Oh my God, the Japanese summers. There's a reason why flights to Japan are so cheap in the summers because no one wants to go during that time because it is so hot and humid. It was like we would walk out of our hotel within like 5 minutes we're already like drenched in sweat.
Oh,
That's how
Jesus
humid it
Christ.
was. But I took a really good photo of Matt when we were at a samurai museum. He had this like traditional samurai helmet on, and had like the little mask and the mustache.
Yeah.
And I put it on Facebook. I know like a while ago, and but definitely it's one of my favorite pictures of him
Nice, hell
because
yeah.
it's just this awkward white guy with a samurai sword and a samurai helmet, and like it is my favorite
That's
picture.
awesome. What would you say was your favorite part about going to Japan?
It's another hard one. There were so many good things.
What's okay? What's something that like when you think about it, like other than the of course the mat photos, like do you really like you're just like yo that was kind of fucking cool, or like something so simple where you just like when you think about going to Japan, it's like the first thing you think of.
Definitely just like walking around the different areas. It was
Hmm.
just like so fun, just like looking around, seeing like all the different like billboards, like
Yeah.
seeing like anime being like just displayed everywhere, like
Okay.
as like
Yeah.
everyday like advertisements
Yeah.
was really surreal to me. Like like we were going on the train and there were like actual like advertisements on the side of the trains for like upcoming anime.
Oh, that's cool.
And then when I we were sitting on a train and like all the trains have these little like TV screens like showing ads, and I saw this ad for an anime that I was currently watching given like on there. I was like, this is so cool. I'm
Nice.
watching that right now.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, that's like exactly like it's just like you get to experience different culture. Well, like
Yeah,
you get
oh
to be
yeah.
in it. Like you're just like here I am, just walking the streets with everybody, seeing how they do things, and just like wow, that's different. Like normally, if you see anime on anything, it's like really. You have to pay money, like shit ton of money, if you want to get fucking anime up here. Like it has to be
Yeah.
a special thing. But like you said, Japan, they're just like, well, yeah, this is one of the things we do. It's like us probably seeing Disney movies. You just fucking see Disney shit. Like, yeah, Disney. Of course, we're gonna fucking see it, or
Oh
McDonald's.
yeah.
Yeah, like whatever.
Yeah. Um some definitely some highlights were the Samurai Museum where I
Mm.
was actually able to I was they had like this they had like a demonstration about like these two professional like swordsmen doing like how they fought in like old like samurai movies.
Oh hell yeah,
And
that must have been
I was
sick
yeah,
as fuck.
it was so cool to watch. And then I was actually able to go up there and like learn a few like sword strikes and then actually like
Whoa, sick.
reenact the scene that they did before.
That's fucking
That was
sick.
that was awesome.
You ever watch like Kurosawa films and all shit like that before?
Oh God, yeah, no, I actually have a
Face.
4K copy of Ron on my shelf.
Oh, that's the one I haven't seen yet. That's the one that I actually want to fucking see.
It is so good.
Like I said, like at one point I was just like, "Fuck it, I'm finally gonna watch Seven Samurai," and I was like, "Fuck, that's good." All right, what else we got? Oh, you got Rashomon, you got fucking Throne of Blood, you got fucking Yojimbo. I'm like, yo, no wonder people love this shit.
There was one there was one place I wanted to go to, but I think we just never had time. I don't even think it was be able to access, but I really wanted to go to Yokohama to see if I could like visit the grave of Toshiro Mifune,
Oh my
who was
god,
like
that'd be
in a
so
lot
fucking
of
cool.
it. Would he was such a phenomenal
Love that
actor in
man, dude.
those
That guy looks
movies.
so fucking like I gotta say, that guy looks so fucking cool. Like every time I see him
He
in a movie,
does.
I'm like Tashi Mifune. I'm like, oh, I just want to be that guy when I get older. Like that's the look I
Absolutely.
want. Like I think being like an Asian dude, I'm like, if I can get older and like look at like that guy for like I don't know from like my 50s to 60s, I'm like, yeah, that's fine. I'm happy. That's cool.
Man, if you look like that, that in your 50s and 60s, you're doing something right with your life. You're
Seriously,
doing something right.
seriously though, that guy.
But yeah, that was amazing.
I didn't know he was buried there in
What
Yokohama. That's cool.
I think he was. Again, it was a very long time since I've
Yeah.
been to Japan, like 5 years, so I might be a little fuzzy on some
Don't
details,
worry,
but
I'm
I
not gonna
definitely
fucking fact
wanted to
check you.
like
Like you fucking liar.
yeah,
This
yeah.
guy's a fucking fake ass samurai nerd.
I was told we were not fact checking,
Yeah, yeah,
but
fucking
no,
you ain't no fucking Cena file. You don't like
yeah.
John Cena. Wait.
But we went to this we went to this like ninja themed restaurant,
Okay.
and like so
Oh.
we were being led to our little like, little booth. We actually had to be led because like there was like a hall of mirrors
Mhm.
that were just like really deceiving.
All right.
And one of my friends actually walked into one of the booths because he wasn't paying attention.
Okay.
That was that was that was so fun. I was laughing my ass off. He had his chance of revenge though because this actually reminded me of a story. we were this might just be the podcast me just reminiscing about Japan. I'm
Dude,
sorry, but
no, I mean, it
like,
came up in conversation, so I have to ask. It's not like I'm not going to be like, having up to, yeah, I go to Japan. Okay, well, fuck that anyway. So about anime conventions.
yeah,
Like, come on. Like,
yeah.
you know what I mean?
But
Because I think you're the first person, in all honesty, the first person on the podcast to talk about a trip to Japan. So I'm actually super interested in all that shit. So don't even worry about it, bro.
all right. Well, I'll try to make this like the last story, but so we just got done shopping at the Pokemon Center there, which was it was a great place. It was so cool to see. This was around the time where we were all like just completely exhausted, like our feet were killing us. We were tired. One of my friends, my God, such a trooper. There were a few times during that trip I thought he wasn't gonna make it because he was so exhausted.
Yeah.
And the heat was really getting to him. So
Yeah. Especially if
like
you're not
I
used to
felt
it.
absolutely, and we were doing a lot of walking. So we wanted to like eat at this Pokemon themed restaurant that was in there, but there was like a wait time of like 40 or 50 minutes. It's like no, I'm good. So we find this little like ramen shop like nearby. Now, thing is, I cannot eat anything like noodles or pasta because like the texture of it, like my something about that, my body just
Really?
rejects it.
Really? I didn't know that.
So, but I was like, you know what? I'm in Japan right now.
Might as
If
well
I
give it a
cannot
shot.
have Japanese ramen, I'm just gonna give up on it entirely. So we go there, and we always so it was like this. It was a super small, like hole in the wall, like ramen joint. So you go there. There's a little kiosk. You press what you want. You
Yeah.
go in, and then they just give it to you, which
Oh,
is great.
cool. That's
So
fantastic. I like that.
yeah,
All right,
it's
walk in.
super
Thanks.
nice.
Arigato.
Yeah,
Gozaimasu.
and then so it was me and Matt sitting on one side, and then our two other friends sitting on the other end. And we get our ramen. Here's the thing, I have no idea how to use chopsticks.
Okay.
No idea.
That's fine.
And so the way I'm doing it, I take the chopsticks and I'm just kind of like swirling the noodles around on that and like eating it that way.
Yeah, just kind of like
And
you're
I
eating
was like,
spaghetti or
you
some
know
shit.
what? Yeah, I look like the biggest dork right now, but this is working. There were like two girls like sitting next to us. They were like talking obviously talking in Japanese, but then one of them speaks in perfect English. Excuse me, hi. Do you want me to get the chef to like give you a fork? You seem like you're struggling over there. It's like, no, I'm good.
Oh,
And
oh.
so Matt's trying to be supportive, say, "Hey, don't worry about it, man. You're doing good." And then a couple more minutes of me just like fighting for my life, trying to like eat this thing properly. And then the chef comes over, and he just quietly slides a fork over to me, and then turns back around. And I'm just like, I have dishonored these people. I have dishonored this man.
Nah, man.
I I wanted to die when that happened. I wanted to die.
Sorry.
Matt back there, he was being super supportive of that,
Oh
saying,
my
"Hey,
god,
don't worry
that's
about
funny.
it." My best friend in the corner is fighting for his life, trying not to burst out laughing. And like I'm just staring at this fork like 1,000 yard stare, and I'm contemplating just like I'm just gonna go sit in traffic. I'm just gonna go sit
The
in the
fork in
middle of the road
despair.
and whatever happens happens.
Nah, man, you should have tried your hand and
But
be like, hey, hey girl, I don't know how to use this, but you want to help me out and hold my hand? You know what I'm saying?
hey, you know what? Awesome. I'm pretty sure those girls were in high school, so absolutely not.
Oh shit, never mind. All right.
Yeah, I don't. I was no, no. At that point, my only objective was to just get the hell out of there and just go to bed. I was done for the day. That was that. I was defeated.
What I am gonna say is canon is if she had Ara energy, you would have been like, yeah, what's up? Hey, I'm Colin. Nice to meet you. Anyway, you want to be my mommy? And she was like, yes. And then she taught you how to do that. That's how it really happened. I got you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You'll just edit it in post.
Yeah, exactly. We'll fix that. We'll fix that part out. Oh wow, what a great story.
Yeah, me and Matt were always joking about like next time we go back will be like my redemption arc. Just go that exact ramen place
Yeah.
with the chopsticks. It's like, hey, cool, I can learn how to use chopsticks. I still can't eat ramen. That's another hurdle.
Is you'll figure it out. No worries.
I've given it a shot. I know I can learn it, but every time I pick up a pair of chopsticks, I just think back to that moment, and I'm just like, gotta put them down. I guess cringe too hard.
Nah, it's all good, man. So at the top of the show, I also introduced you Colin as Redpool Hypnosis. Um,
Yep.
can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah. So I started learning how to hypnotize the people like around 2010.
Okay.
And at that time, I did not want anyone in my life to know because there's always this bad like stigma around hypnosis saying like, oh, it's evil mind control. Oh, anyone who does it, it's a big creep. Oh, they're
Yeah.
just looking to take advantage
Yeah, of course.
of women or men or anyone.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, I don't want any of that. I'm gonna do this in private. So a lot of my practice came from just like talking to people online and just like and the super cool people, and they would allow me to like help to like try to hypnotize them like through via Skype. Fun
Really?
fact: trying to use Skype for this kind of stuff was an absolute hell because Skype is unreliable
Yeah, of
as
course.
shit.
That's why we're using Discord.
So there were times where I would have someone like under, and like when the people went under, they look like they're asleep. They're like
Mhm.
they look like they're asleep. They're not really responding. They're just kind of listening to you. Imagine Skype just disconnects you,
Oh
disconnects the call like right in the middle.
no,
The first time that happened, my heart stopped.
dude!
Like
I
I
would be like,
was
oh no,
freaking the hell out.
oh no.
And then like, but then I could not reconnect with this person like
Mhm.
for about an hour. An hour goes by, they message me saying like, "Hey, what happened?" So like typically what happens, you can't get stuck in hypnosis. Like if you
Interesting.
like, so if something happens, if you like stop hearing like what the hypnotist is saying, if you stop hearing their voice, eventually you'll just sort of like go into like a regular sleep cycle, and you'll wake up
Oh,
feeling fine like a couple hours later. You'll just
really?
wake up feeling fine. Yep.
That's interesting. I did not know that. It's just interesting to me because, like you said, like you just started doing hypnosis and like you just fall into it. So that's actually really interesting. I was gonna ask. So yeah, so if the Skype call fucking just stops, person's just like they're sleeping and then they just wake up a few minutes later or however long it takes.
Exactly. And like
Interesting.
people everyone experiences hypnosis like differently, so some people will wake up like like 5-15 minutes. Some people will just like fall asleep completely and like wake up a couple hours later. Some
Interesting.
people like wake up and be like, oh wow, I'm so relaxed, like I don't want to move. So after that little accident happened, I decided to kind of like do a little fail safe while they're under. I would suggest to them saying like, if you stop hearing my voice for 5 minutes, you're gonna wake up. So
Oh,
that way, in
smart,
case like
smart.
in case like the call like dropped
Yeah.
again, they'd be able to wake up no problem.
Can't tell them like, yo, answer the phone.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
It's just like, oh, and they're out. They're
Yeah,
sleeping. They're just. Oh,
yeah.
I woke up in a daze. I feel refreshed. What was I doing? How'd
So
you fall into this? Like you were just like one day you were just like, yo, this sounds kind of fucking sick. Like I'm gonna try that out.
it's a little hard to explain,
No,
but
that's fair.
hypnosis used to scare the living shit out of me.
Really?
Or it's to be more specific, it was like the starts of when I really started feeling anxious. Like I remember when I was like 13 or 14,
Right.
I think around that time I was visiting family up in Canada, and we went to this big like I think it was called the Calgary Stampede. And around that time there was a stage show going on. Everyone's like, "Oh yeah, let's go watch that." So we're all watching that and like having a good time. Something happened in that show that just triggered my anxiety bad.
Mm-hmm.
And back then I had no idea what anxiety was, so I
Of
had no
course,
idea
you're
what the
fucking
hell I
13,
was
14.
feeling. I
Yeah.
was like, "Oh my god." I think what happened is that so it was towards the end of the show, and he was telling all the volunteers that like, hey, the show is over. but he was giving them like suggestions to follow like after, kind of like tricking them, and I didn't like that. Something about that just didn't like sit right to me.
Yeah.
And I remember there was this one girl, this one girl, I think probably the same age as me. When the hypnotist said like her little like trigger word,
Mhm.
she was supposed to like skip and like sing the Wizard of Oz or something. It's like, oh yeah, very funny. After the show, we were all walking around. I see that girl. She's scared out of her mind because she can't find her family. Like she's looking around all frantic,
Ugh.
and that image of
Oh
that like
God.
scared girl still vivid in my mind.
Oh,
And
fuck.
I like talking about it right now, I can feel my anxiety
Oh
kind of like
fuck.
ramping up. Like
Oh my God, dude.
that is how intent, like that's how bad it affected me.
Wow. Okay.
So, and like so the for last couple of years after that were just not hell, but it just made life really like miserable for me, because every time hypnosis was mentioned,
Yeah, it could bring
the
you back to it.
anxiety would just like spike up, and I gotta go. Like I remember when I was about to start high school, there was like a welcoming event for freshmen. I was like, oh
Yeah.
my god, this is so cool! I'm gonna meet these new friends. I found out there was gonna be a hypnotist there.
Yeah. Okay.
Nope.
Yeah.
See ya.
Nope. I'll
I'm
meet
out.
y'all at when the
And
school year
like
starts.
I was telling all my friends and family about how excited I was. So then all of a sudden, when I was saying like, no, I don't want to go anymore, they were asking me why. I was like, nope, I don't want to go. Nope, done.
No. No. I get that.
And
You fucking 13.
it
You're like,
just
I don't care. I don't want to go anymore. Sorry.
it just got to a point where like I had to where I just started like researching hypnosis just to like just as a
Okay.
way to like calm myself down. It's
Yeah.
like,
No,
no,
that's
this is
cool.
what it really is. It's not what my anxiety is telling me it is.
Mhm.
This is what it really is, and that was really helping. And then at one way or then at some point it became like sort of an interest. Like, I'm going to take this a step further. I'm going to learn how to hypnotize, just so now I really know how this works.
That's really cool, actually. I actually think that's super interesting, Colin. Like the fact of like, because like, especially in your formative years, around that time where like something freaks you out, and you're just like, yo, I want to learn. It's just like instead of just like running away from it, like I'm gonna just embrace it, and then try to figure this shit out, and then just like, yeah, no, this is actually really interesting. That's really fucking
Like
cool.
I said, it was really interfering with my life at that
Hmm.
point. Like it is. So I just said I have to either learn about this,
Hmm.
or it's just gonna keep fucking me up for like the rest of my life.
Now that's cool that you conquered
And
it, so to speak, to where you like you understand it and actually know how to practice it, which I think is really pretty
oh
fucking
yeah,
sick.
but don't get me wrong. Like I know so much more about it now. Like to the point where I'm even like, well, quote unquote, a skilled hypnotist.
Yeah.
But you will still never see me go to a stage show like of another person,
Oh yeah.
because of that one memory.
No, that's fair, dude. We all have those things that makes us feel that way. I mean, I get it, man. I understand.
But yeah, and then so it got to the point where I felt like more. This was I think it was around like 2013, 2014, where I met like a really good group of friends.
Mhm.
One of my friends, Epic Asia, one of my oldest friends I've known her since high school,
Yep, actually I am
and
aware of
this
them, yeah. They have a store
yeah
and
yeah
everything.
and
Yeah, hell yeah.
yeah. It's I'm gonna be shameless and plug her
Yeah,
store
let's
on
say
her
shouts out. Let's go.
podcast.
Let's go.
Yeah. Anytime you're at a convention and you see Epic Asia there, just please go check out what she has. She has really good artwork. It's really good stuff.
Yeah.
But this was around the time where I was feeling more comfortable about wanting to take this to conventions,
Mhm.
because for another really another really story was that conventions at that point were sort of becoming like a little like safe haven for me, where I wasn't really feeling anxious,
Nice. Awesome.
and it was great.
You love to hear it.
But then I saw like videos of like a local convention that had a hypnotist,
Oh
and
god.
this was still when I was like kind of dealing with my anxiety
Mhm.
towards like stage hypnosis.
Mhm.
So then all of a sudden it was like, oh hey, my love of conventions and my absolute anxiety of stage hypnosis were
Anxiety
coming
dream.
together, and so basically I don't really know how to say this, but like I started wanting to like bring what I knew about hypnosis to conventions
Mhm.
as a way to sort of like combat that anxiety, because like it worked the first time. Like I learned more about hypnosis
Uh-huh.
to sort of like curb my anxiety about it. So then if I was able to like bring what I know to conventions, that would cure my anxiety about like, stage hypnosis at anime conventions. Which it worked, kind
Nice.
of.
Yeah, I mean, hey, man, you're like it's one of those things that you're taking active steps to, one, combat anxiety, but also just kind of further out. Like you see a roadblock or you see something and you're just like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna take it head on and I'm just gonna do it. And the
Yeah,
coolest part is you're learning a skill. Just something, even if it's the most like something is, like hypnosis. It's just like, yeah, no, it's causing me anxiety, but I'm going to learn it and I'm going to get better at it. I see what I don't like and what gives me problems, but I'm just going to go ahead and move forward and just, lack of better words, progress and be better. That's really fucking cool.
exactly. So then I went to my friend Asia and I asked her like, "Hey, so I really want to this was the first she was the first friend I ever told about my interest in hypnosis."
Oh, yeah.
And I said like, "Listen, I want to take this to conventions, but I am super shy and super anxious. I can't see myself going up to someone and saying like, "Hey, do you want to try getting hypnotized?" I still can't do that. Like almost like over 10 years of doing this at conventions,
What
I
have you been doing for 10
still
years? I did not know that.
yeah, I start
That's one of my
my
questions. Like, how long have you been doing this actually? So, 10
yeah,
years.
my first convention that I brought this to was another well, it was Summer Matsuri, which was like a mini convention run by the staff of AAC.
Cool.
It was all the way back in 2014. So I asked her if she could help me design like a sign to wear around conventions, like saying like, "Hey,
Yeah.
ask me about hypnosis." You know the
Yeah, I know.
sign that
I was gonna ask about that sign actually. Yeah, so this is cool.
yeah
Get the
yeah
fucking lore for it.
Asia has designed every single sign that I wore. Like
Nice,
3 signs over the last like 10 years.
nice. Hell yeah.
And she was super supportive. Like, yeah, no, I can do that hypnosis. Huh? That's really cool. And then like I was able to tell like more of my friends, and like they were super supportive of that. They were super interested, which kind of like got me to this moment. And like, wait, so I could have told you guys all this all along, and you would have been cool with it. What the hell was I doing? It was this big moment. It's like, what have I been doing with my life? I was so scared to tell everyone.
Well, it's
But
like you said, it was part of your anxiety. It was something you were combating, like, personally, and then now you're. It's one of those things I've been hearing about a lot recently. It's like when you have a hobby or when you're doing something, especially new and you're trying to get into it, like you want to do it for yourself at first, but then after a while, you kind of want to have to spill it to like outside because you kind of want to show it. And it takes a lot to be like, you know what, I've been doing this for a while, check this out, and then that's the next step.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So so Summer Matsuri rolls around, and the whole thing. And then though I know you wanted to ask me like how I came up with Redpool.
Yep.
Like at the time, like I've always loved Deadpool as a character, and like some of the people listening to this podcast will probably think, oh, you're a fake fan because my first exposure to Deadpool was Marvel Ultimate Alliance on the PSP.
Oh, hell yeah.
So like I
Gonna.
found his character and I was like, I don't care if he's not the recommended character for this
Well,
level.
yeah.
I'm maining him for the entire game.
Nice.
Like I just loved him.
I don't know.
And then I was
I feel like
really
that's like a lot of ways, like especially like people our age, is like we aren't like, oh, I'm gonna. I was nose deep in the fucking comic book store. It's like, nah, fuck time. You play a video game, and you're like, yo, who's this guy? This guy's pretty fucking cool. I like this guy, and there you go. It's fine with me.
and then I was really into Pokemon at the time, so I was like, okay, what if Deadpool was a Pokemon trainer?
Oh, cool.
And back then, I wasn't even calling myself Redpool. I was calling myself Trainer Deadpool, or people were calling me Ashpool because I had like like an Ash vest going on.
Yeah.
I didn't start calling myself Redpool until I think like 2014, like Anime Boston 2014, when I was walking out of the game room and some random guy shouted, "Hey, Redpool!" It's like that's awesome. I'm using that name.
Thanks, random guy. I'm using this forever.
But yeah, so I walk up to Summer Matsuri and they have this little like reflective lake, like little pond there. I look down, I'm in like a full like Deadpool bodysuit with a sign saying ask me about hypnosis. I'm looking at that for 5 seconds saying like I'm gonna get arrested. I'm gonna get arrested doing this. That was my first thought,
Oh
seeing
no.
myself like
Oh
seconds
no.
before getting to that convention. It's like, Someone's gonna call the cops on me.
The fucking just the existential dread just came over like fuck.
But so I was walking around, and this was like around like no one had seen this before,
Mm.
like me or like at this kind of thing, like conventions around that area before. And so I walk up, and this one guy, so I finally get the courage and like, hey, do you guys want to try this? So one guy's like, yeah, no, sure, I'll try this. So we do this little induction. It wasn't even an induction at this point. All I was comfortable doing was a little suggestibility test, which is like a magnetic hands, where you have someone like imagine that there's magnets on the palm of their hands, and you're telling them that it's going like closer and closer and
Yeah,
closer.
yeah.
And so then I do that with that person. So like, okay, so how'd that work? It worked really well, and I'm saying like I could really feel that. I actually feel a lot better. And that guy was Matt McKenna.
Wow, that is
Yeah,
just random anyway. Holy shit.
That was my first time meeting Matt McKenna, and that was the first time he was my very first volunteer at conventions. That's
wild.
how we met.
That is wild.
It really is.
Cool.
Like the way we met was just like some random like hypnosis demonstration,
Yeah.
and then like almost 10 years later, I'm a groomsman at his fucking wedding.
Shit, yeah, brother. Hell yeah.
Like, it's crazy.
Love that.
But
that's what I love about conventions. Is like sometimes you're just like, yo, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna do this one thing, and then it's just gonna change my life. Like it's putting my life in a different position.
It really has. I literally would not be on this podcast right now if it wasn't for like me going out there with like doing hypnosis. Like I've met some of the best friends of my life doing this.
Really? That's fucking awesome. I'm glad that like she was just like, you know what? Fucking worked out. Boom. Hell yeah. No, putting yourself
really
out
did.
there really does. Going out there, putting yourself out there, and just like, you know what? Fuck it. Let me just do it. Really is life-changing. It's a life-changing thing. It's just, I think Dan said, just try and do something and see what happens.
It really is. Like even recently, like I've just been getting in that sort of like I'm just gonna try this mindset. Like with the fact that like you know what, I'm gonna shave my head bald.
Yeah.
Why not? Let's just try it. Hey, you know what? I'm gonna be Master Roshi at a prom. Why the hell not?
Dude, you look so fucking good, dude. Like honestly, Colin, dude, and you're fucking like honestly, dude. She was the video like, yeah, Colin got badass. Like real talk, man. Shit, then I'm like. I'm not gonna lie though. Like sometimes I'm like, all right, Colin. Like I have to make sure it's him because I'm not talking to some other guy. Because like fucking, like even now I'm like, dude, this guy's mean looking. Looks like a dude who does jujitsu. Like, it's like, yeah, man, I'm fucking choking.
And then all of a sudden you're just seeing some random guy, seeing that same guy going like,
it's like, oh, it's Colin. Fuck.
But yeah, and then ever since then, I just kept doing hypnosis at conventions everywhere I went.
Yeah.
So like after that, so the next one I went to was another anime convention, 2014. That one at that time I was like keeping track of how many people I hypnotized like at each convention, just kind of like see my progress.
Yep. Just really quick. So these were like, were you just walking around, or you started doing panels at the time, just to kind of get a mental image?
At that time, I was just walking around with the sign. I was letting the sign do all the heavy lifting, just like having people like come and say, okay, I'll ask you about hypnosis. What about hypnosis? And it's like, then I would say my stuff, and say like, hey, so you want to give this a shot? And at that time, when people said like, maybe I'll think about it. And I kind of got myself in this like bad anxious habit where wherever I saw that person again, it's like, hey, do you want to try this? Hey, have you thought about it? Have you thought about it?
Yeah.
I'm really glad I broke that habit because like looking back, that was creepy.
No, I get it.
So now if like someone says, I'm interested, but I'm not entirely sure, I'll be like, hey, that's perfectly fine. Here's my card. Here's where you can find me.
Yeah.
You can message me. I'm going to be around the convention all day today and tomorrow. If you want to give it a shot, come find me. We'll work something out. If not, no problem. Have a good con.
Hell yeah.
And that's the last time.
A card, you say, where people can find you. Where could people find you?
So I'm not really active on social media right now
fair.
because like I'm just too lazy to post things.
Nah, I don't
but
believe
I'm on Facebook, Redpool Hypnosis. You are not going to see anything. Like you'll actually see some of my videos, my older videos of like demonstrations, some really good ones.
Yeah.
And then like there's And then I'm on Instagram, which is RP Hypnosis. The reason why it's RP Hypnosis is because when my friend Asia was designing my new business cards, which is like modeled after an actual Pokemon card,
Oh,
they
sick.
look phenomenal.
Oh, I think I remember
She,
seeing those. Yeah,
yeah,
on
yeah, yeah,
Facebook. Hell yeah.
and she actually found a company that prints out the actual like paper that they use for the Pokemon cards, so
Oh
they
no
feel like
shit.
the real thing.
No shit.
But she put RP Hypnosis on there, thinking that was a name, but it was always Redpool Hypnosis. So she messages me like in a panic, saying like, "Colin, can you change your Instagram name to RP Hypnosis real quick?" And it's like, sure, yeah, no problem. And that's fine.
Yeah, no, and it makes it a little bit shorter too. And you just like, yeah, you can just understand a little bit more.
Yeah,
Little
yeah.
rolls off the tongue a little more too. When you think of it as like an online handle, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Yeah.
yeah. I'm definitely gonna keep RP Hypnosis because, yeah, like you said, it's easier to remember.
Yeah, then you look at them like, oh, Red Pool. Oh, okay, yeah. You kind of have people connect the shit. Y'all do the heavy work. You figure
Yeah,
it out. It's your
yeah,
fault.
pretty much.
Y'all do it.
Yeah, I'm a lazy guy, and for some reason that just works for me.
Yeah, hell yeah.
That just keeps working. But yeah, for a while I was just kind of walking around different conventions and just just letting people like who were curious to like come up to me and ask.
Hmm.
And then 2015 back at AAC, that was the first time I did my first ever stage show.
Oh, sick. Okay. How was that?
And it sucked. It was not like to the people watching it, it was insanely entertaining. And like I was able to get like people under and like
Yeah.
do things, but I had back then I had no goddamn clue what I was doing. I had no idea how to put on a show.
Yeah.
It was just basically me just like being Deadpool for about an hour and just sprinkling in hypnosis like in between.
Right. Okay.
And so that went really well. Then for 2016 I actually took a stage hypnosis course online, like a certification
Oh,
course,
cool, cool,
so I
cool.
could
Yeah.
learn more, so I could actually learn how to do it, like the proper procedure and how to do that.
Mhm.
And then so my next show at AAC for 2016, that show went a lot better, and it was the room was packed. That was always a great feeling.
Nice. Fuck yeah,
But
dude.
going there and then one thing I always try to do now is I always try to make sure my volunteers know that, hey, if you're up here and you no longer want to be up here, you can just tell me and you can just go back to your seat.
Yeah.
You're not stuck up here.
Yeah.
And I always like everything I say, like before every show, I always tell myself I'm not gonna be like that asshole back at Calgary with that with that girl.
Yeah.
I'm not
Good for
gonna
you,
do
man.
shit like that. Oh yeah, sure, it's entertaining to the audience, but that poor girl was scared
Yeah.
at the end of it all because she couldn't find her family, and that's just not cool. Like
Yeah.
I don't want to I don't want to like mess with my volunteers that
Yeah.
way. I want to make sure everyone's having fun. And if that means I lose some entertainment value with the audience, fuck it.
Yeah. No, because like it's like you're willing to go over here, lack of better words, give me your body. Like people like we do wrestling or some shit. We're just like, no, like I know you trust me, so we got a trust thing here. Like I said, like you're doing it with me. We're gonna hang out. We're gonna do, we'd be entertaining. But if at this point you feel like you don't want to do it, that's fine with me. Just go right ahead. And it's great. It's
Exactly.
a great model. It really is. As
There
opposed
was
to like, oh, this is funny. You want to be? I was like, oh, this is kind of cringe, bro.
there were a couple incidents where like I would so every time I would just like I would basically say like every time some of my routines would be saying like, hey, whenever I clap my hands or I say a word, say something, you'll like do this like, or I'll say like hey, whenever I say sleep, you'll sleep.
Hmm.
I've had some incidents where some like assholes in the audience would like shout that word thinking that it would work,
Yeah.
and obviously it won't because the way I say it is like when I and only I say the word sleep,
Yeah.
you'll go back into that state. And so at the beginning of my shows, like for a while, I was like, listen, if any hecklers, I'm just gonna kick you out. I have no tolerance
Yeah.
for
No,
you.
fuck that. Everybody
But
wants to see a show. It's not about y'all.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or people will be like if one this is a little bit of on a tangent, but
It's
one
fine.
thing I absolutely hate about like certain stage hypnotists is when like they'll see someone who's like the thing about stage hypnosis is that they'll always start with like a suggestibility test and to see like who's the most responsive in that audience because you want the people who are the most responsive up there
Yeah.
because they're the ones who are going to be able to like go under really well and give the best show. But some people who are very responsive, they don't particularly want to like volunteer. They don't want to go up there. So they'll be like, hey, you respond to that really well. Do you want to come up? They'll be like, no. Oh, they're nervous. Give them some encouragement,
Oh
people. Come
yeah.
on.
No.
Fucking hate that.
Oh.
I hate that so
I know what you mean.
goddamn
Yeah.
much.
No, I'm a big fan of like if people are on stage or like let's say like someone is performing or they know they can perform. It's like if you guys don't want to do this, like don't because it takes a lot to just talk in front of a bunch of people, let
Mm-hmm.
alone like perform or be under hypnosis and be like, well,
Yep.
I'm in control, so you just kind of have to do your thing, and it's just like no, 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 no. It's just like that's really cool though that you do that. Where you're just like, yeah, no, that people don't want to fucking do it, then don't fucking do it. That's fine with me.
Yeah. Like you said earlier, the people who volunteer, they're putting their trust in me. Like they're trusting me with their like bodies and minds for
Yeah,
like an hour, hour
yeah,
and a half. I take that trust very, very
hell
seriously,
yeah,
and I'm gonna make sure that they're A, safe up there, and B, having a good time.
yeah,
And if that means that I'm letting someone who's been really entertaining but doesn't want to be up there anymore go back to the audience, if I hear someone like, no, keep her on, she's doing great,
yeah,
I'm gonna let her go
yeah,
because that's what she wants to do, or that's
exactly.
what they want to do.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's based. That's fucking based, bro. Love it.
And like a lot of people are like, hey, why don't you do this as a career? I don't want to. I have no interest in making this a career.
Yeah,
First off,
something fun to do.
there's really only there's really only two career paths you could take with that. That's either be a stage hypnotist or a hypnotherapist.
Yeah.
Some people do both. I just don't want to do that.
No, that's fair.
And B, I don't I honestly I just don't want to do it. I just want to keep this as like a fun casual hobby.
No, hell yeah, no. Sometimes, man, just having hobbies is a good thing. Like the second you start putting like monetary or like fucking just like lack of better word, stress on it, it's not as fun. You know what I mean? Then it's just
The,
like at this point, it's like, okay, am I doing this because I want to like actually enjoy it, or I do it because I need to make money off of it?
the second it becomes a job, it'll stop being fun. And the
Yeah,
second it stops being fun,
either
that's
way.
when I'm gonna stop like putting a lot of like effort and like
Mhm.
creativity and passion into it,
Yep. No,
and
definitely.
which will obviously impact affect the show, which means not a lot of people will go to it.
Hmm.
It'll just be a downward spiral.
Yeah, of course. So, Colin, I think we're getting ready around the end. I do thank you for
All
joining
right.
me. I do have one
Yeah,
more
of
question
course.
left.
Sure.
So I know in regards to the whole Redpool hypnosis and everything, I know you have the signs, correct?
Yep.
Don't you get them signed by like famous people?
I do have one of my old signs
Yep.
that is just like covered with autographs.
Yeah.
So just off the top of my head, I got it signed from the voice cast of like Team Ruby from like Rooster
Oh,
Teeth.
no shit.
So yeah, so that was really fun,
That's cool.
which was really
Yeah, go ahead.
which was really funny because the voice actress for Weiss, when she saw my sign, she looks down on it, looks me dead in the eyes, and was like, "Okay, hypnotize me," and I'm just like,
Oh, fuck.
I just want you to sign my sign."
Did you try or like did you do like a
No,
test or
no. I
something?
was like, I'm just like that. I'm down for that, but there's like a line of people behind me that'd be pissed off.
Hmm.
So nope, we're not. Let's not.
Should have been like, hit it again. So like, what are you doing later? I'll help you out with
Yeah,
that. We can all hang out in the green room and I'll show you guys. That'd be cool.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? It's another fork situation. You know.
But yeah. Um, what was her? This is recently actually. I think it was this year where Sarah Natacheni from oh no was it her?
I couldn't say I'm familiar with the name.
I don't know, but like it was definitely like a Pokemon. It was one of the voice actresses for Ash, and
Okay.
I was waiting in line, and like I was like maybe like two or three people away from her. She looks over and says like, "Hey, do you want to be in a video?"
Oh,
Because
sick.
I'm looking at this, it's like that was really cool.
That's awesome.
So,
What
but
convention was that?
Anime Boston.
Nice, nice, nice. Hell yeah.
There were a few others. Like I got not when I was at Kineticon this year. Or is it? I can't remember. I have the memory of a goldfish, but
Nah, you're good, bro. You're good.
it's I got like an autograph from Amelie, which is a really really good like really talented singer.
I think I've heard of them. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Like, I listen to my fucking workout music, and I'm pretty sure she's been in at least one of the covers that I've heard.
If you're looking for good workout music, I can recommend Divide Music.
Okay, I never
I
heard of them.
definitely look them up. They do a lot of like original songs about like various anime characters, and it's
Okay.
usually all like rock and metal.
Oh, nice. Fuck yeah.
Super super blood pumping music.
Nice. Good to hear. I gotta check them out. Hit me up with that one. But
Definitely,
no, Colin, thank you again for joining me here at Bophades podcast. I didn't say my usual
of
thing where
course.
Bophades podcast, where both of these nerds discussed anime history, nerd shit.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Hopefully, I didn't talk your ear off about the whole hypnosis thing.
dude, I'm glad you did.
I'm always nervous about that.
Don't worry about it, man. I'm glad you did. I mean, I like I said, man, just hang out, talk about your passion. I'm here for it. I'd
All
love to
right.
hear it. All right, man.
Well,
Well,
yeah. No, thank you so much for having me on.
no, thank you, man. Thank you for being on. Y'all have a great night.
Yeah, you too. You too.
Thank you.